I am a sucker for shonen anime. I feel like that much is obvious. Like, the basic building blocks of my channel are My Hero Academia and Shield Hero. So yeah, Demon Slayer was right up my alley. Granted, when I first started watching this show, I assumed it would be a solid shonen and nothing more. But as we neared the end of the show's first season, I think I was wrong. In truth, Demon Slayer may just be the ultimate shonen anime. I know that's quite the argument, but hear me out. Demon Slayer just does, like, everything super well. See, I told you guys I could convince you. I'm just so good at this analytical breakdown thing. Oh god, I'm sorry, like, I seriously don't understand why you guys bother to watch me. But when it comes to each of the defining traits that make shonen anime, well, shonen anime, Demon Slayer seems to just do each piece incredibly well. Starting with, of course, the characters. The squad is great. Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are an incredible trio. Tanjiro, our protagonist, is the solid fighter and leader of the bunch. He thinks logically and keeps the party from going off and getting themselves killed. Inosuke is the pure chaos character who just wants to fight anything with a pulse. Wait, do demons have a pulse? Well, anything that moves. He also looks adorable and enjoys a good head pat. Zenitsu is the crybaby of the bunch who is only there because he's afraid of being by himself. Oh yeah, and he's secretly the strongest member of the party, so that's a thing. This trio bounces off of each other so incredibly well. I mean, the interactions and their ideals all make sense, not to mention their purpose of sticking together isn't forced and seems completely natural. They all clearly have grown to like each other and are willing to accept Tanjiro's quite literal luggage. Speaking of amazing characters, enter Nezuko, the current best waifu of the season. I mean, this girl is on RIM levels of power trip right now, and for good reason. She is like if science could make the perfect Emoto. She's also always with the group, but only shows up on occasions to be just stupidly powerful in cuteness levels. Oh yeah, and strength too. Another interesting character of note would have to be Muzan, the antagonist of the series. His motives are hard to decipher, along with his desire to appear as a human. He's a pretty cool villain so far. I mean, at the very least, you could say he's a smooth criminal. I'm sorry, but that's literally all I can think of whenever he's on screen. Either way, this is a good way to lead me into the writing style of the series. Demon Slayer definitely revels in a lot of classic shonen tropes. Like, for instance, when episode 1 starts and they introduce Tanjiro's family, my first thought was, well, they won't be here long. And yeah, I was pretty on point with that prediction. And Demon Slayer relies on a lot of these heavy shonen tropes. To be honest, it can feel a bit predictable at times. However, what the show is really doing is building a small sub-narrative underneath. The show sets up most of these classic tropish scenes as happenstance, and since that's almost always the case in classic shonen anime, we don't think about it too much. Yet, further into the series, they start peeling away these layers and you can begin to understand that just about every happenstance situation that occurs in the series is no such thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think it's just one of those things where you just have to watch the show to understand what I'm talking about. Speaking of which, is it finally time to talk about the fights? Because holy crap, the fights in this show are on another level. First off, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. The gorgeous animation style these fights are done in. I think Giguk said it best when he said each one of these fights feels like a painting. Everything leads up to one powerful moment that feels like it's its very own piece of artwork. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. The show employs this mix of unique fighting styles from elements like water and lightning to animals like beast and insect. Each character in this show has a wildly creative fighting style, and seeing each of their techniques in use is just jaw-dropping. I mean, these two characters are minor demons, and just look at their fighting techniques. It's so cool to see each character have a unique set of skills that just looks gorgeous in action. This leads me back into my painting metaphor, where each style of fighting has a specific look, and when they finish off one of the demons, it just looks beautiful. There are a variety of fights in this show. Some are heated and filled with many powerful moments, and some are tragic and filled with flashbacks of their troubled past. But each fight has the character display the full powers of their unique ability. You get to see the limits of their skills, and finally, the combat is ended with a final blow that is often gorgeous and seems to summarize the whole battle. Demon Slayer has the most powerful fight scenes in anime to date. I think I can say that with confidence. That point, along with all the incredibly charismatic characters and creative storytelling, I think it really is true. Demon Slayer is the ultimate shonen anime. Thank you guys so much for watching. A huge thank you to my patrons. You guys are my heroes. Speaking of which, if you want to see how I edit, join our exclusive Discord, or simply support the channel, feel free to join me on Patreon. Make sure you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys say man and go watch that goddamned anime.